Yo, what's up everyone, it's xbigchrisx here, and today I'm bringing you some gameplay on Village, Modern Warfare 3, and oh, yeah, I don't know what my KD is, I don't know how many kills I get, how many deaths I get, so, anyone who could tell me how many deaths, assists, and kills I get, I will give you a shout out in my next video, okay? Cool, because honestly I was just too lazy to count. But anywho, let's get into it. So today I wanted to talk about my job at GameStop that I had, which some of you may or may not know about. I wanna explain how everything went. So let's start at the beginning. Basically, a few years ago, actually, I started going to this GameStop in this small little town, whatever, and it was going good or whatever. You know, I was buying games, you know, and then I eventually became friends with the manager. His name was Dave, you know, whatever. And we came close, whatever, but, you know, things happened, I moved, and so forth, and, yeah. So then, fast forward a few days, a few years, because I can't talk today, later, and, I find out that he's working at a GameStop that I'm going to as of late, and it's pretty cool. Whatever, you know. I talk to him every time I go there. You know, we're cool. It's not like a oh fuck, you know, this kid's back. It was actually really cool. Whatever, and then you know, I asked, and then he told me, oh, by the way, Chris, you know, one day he told me that you know they were hiring back in I think October. He told me about that. Whatever, and yeah, you know, so. I apply, I do all that, and, you know, he kind of leads me on a bit. You know, I finally go in for an interview with, this other guy, and, he, you know, says, you know, I had a good interview, whatever, and, so then Dave calls me, and he says, well, we're not gonna be able to let you know when, you know, you're getting hired, and all that stuff, or whatever. So I go out for another interview for a different job that's willing to pay me $9.25 an hour with bonuses and commission, and it's guaranteed full time. Now, to anyone hearing that, it was a no-brainer. You would take this other job. Sorry about that, guys. I got cut off for some reason, but you know, whatever. Yeah. So like I said, you would take this other job like no questions asked. But then Dave called me a day or two later, and he said, hey Chris, so, can you come in for training? And I'm just like, holy shit, are you kidding me? You know, it's like, you know, GameStop was legitly my dream job. I love, you know, video games and all that stuff, all that good stuff. And it was just, for me, it was like, well, my dream job, or a job that I know is going to pay well and I'm going to be able to pay some bills with. And unfortunately, I talked to everyone. I talked to my parents about it. I talked to my girlfriend about it. You know, what she thought, what they thought, what my whole family... I pretty much talked to everyone about it. And, sure enough, I take the GameStop job. It was my dream job. I let the other guy go. The guy was willing to work with me if I wanted to. You know, I basically could have named my own hours and the guy would have accepted me, because it was a retail job, by the way, like GameStop, but it was jewelry, so it was really high commission, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, I decided to go with GameStop. So I do that, and then it turns out, you know, I get 3 days a week for job, you know, around 8 or 9 hours. A week, by the way. So that's when I was scared. And he said, "Oh no, don't worry. Next week, same thing. Next week, same thing. Next week, same thing." Then the next week, I had no hours. I was working at GameStop since September, and they gave me no hours for 3 months. Nothing. I still got the employee bonuses and all that good stuff, but I never got any hours for those 3 months. And you know, I asked him, I was like, hey, why don't you train me on the register so I can do some stuff? He says, oh, well, we don't like to train people. Now, this was the first 2 weeks. He said, we don't like to train people in the first 2 weeks for the register. I said, okay, whatever, you know, that's cool. Makes kind of sense, I guess, or not, but whatever. So they end up training this other guy on the register who doesn't even play video games like that. He doesn't play anything, really. He takes out one game or whatever, and he only does, he's not a hardcore gamer like I am, you know? And yeah, he gets trained on the register. He's getting way more hours. He's working holidays. He's working midnight launches, which pays more, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Why? Is there something I'm doing wrong? I actually went to another manager and I said, am I doing something wrong? You know, tell me what I'm doing wrong, because it seems that everyone else is moving ahead other than me. And he says, no, you're fine, you're fine. And I said, then why haven't you trained me then? And he said, well, because other people need training first. You know, you're more experienced. And I'm like, you know, that's complete bullshit in my mind, of course. So, you know, that happens, whatever. And we fast forward a bit more. And, you know, I get called in once, and I go there, and it was cool or whatever. But then they started hiring more people. And that's what really threw me off the deep end. Because at first, when I was told about this job, I was told, like, kind of, you know, we're only looking for one person. And, oh, and also this guy Dave, he offered me, he said that sometimes we keep the holiday help. I was like, awesome, you know, you're working at GameStop, yes. But, yeah, and then we're going to have to fast forward way more because, you know, there was nothing in between, but the video's almost over. So, I fast forward quite a bit more, and he finally gives me that call that says, you know, Chris, at the time I applied at Walmart. He said, Walmart called, did you get that job? I said, no. He said, well, what's happening is that we're going to have to let you go. And I said, are you serious? He's like, yeah, we're not making enough money to hire any of the holiday help. I'm like, you know, wow, that's a real letdown. You know, I counted on this. I have bills to pay and stuff, and sure enough, yeah, it's let me go. But then I go there a few days ago, not even like a week ago, and a guy there that was hired on holiday help was there. And I asked him, I said, oh, weren't you hired for holiday help? He said, no. They told me that I would move to full-time after the holiday. They told me they were going to keep me. Now, this guy's like 35, plays no games, nothing like that. And it just seriously enraged me. So I've lost all faith in GameStop. So, you know, if you guys liked the video, comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks.